Hello there, this is Trayson with Trayson's Toy Box, and I had a question about my custom-made surf platform. So, the first thing that you need to know is that the surf platforms that are OEM on a lot of the older generation boats are fiberglass with a big lip on the bottom. And essentially, what that lip does is it not only is it like wide, and but it like digs down into the wave, and what it ends up doing is it ends up robbing your wave of push. I mean, imagine dragging your foot in the water just in front of your surf wave. So on my previous boat, and then again on this one, I made my own custom swim platform. And if you look at any of the new contemporary surf boats, you'll notice that they have a swim platform that's kind of triangular in shape, and it's smooth across the bottom so that it doesn't affect the surf wave when you have all the ballast weight in. So the first thing I did is just kind of chose a width, and this width that I ended up with is 54 inches, which is basically, I just picked the area between the two eyes. Now, I had to figure out what length to use, or what depth to use, so I thought that, let's see what we ended up with. 24 inches ended up with being a good number. It's plenty of room to put your wakeboard on while you're sitting on the back of your boat. And originally, I had it to where these corners were a lot less tapered. But I took it out for a trial run, and what I found was the corners were still digging into the wave when the boat was, fully ballasted. So I just kind of surfed behind it and kind of took a visual of where the wave was coming off the back of the hull, and I made kind of a nice radius cut. Now, I had these stainless steel grab handles left over from a previous project, and I went ahead and put them onto this. It's actually really nice when you're done surfing to have something to kind of grab onto. So we do a lot of surfing in a river with current, and it's pretty easy to have the rider get kind of swept away from the boat. Even when the boat's just floating still, the boat will float at a different rate than the rider. So went ahead and mounted these, and essentially how they're mounted is pretty simple. There's holes that are drilled in and bolts that are on the backside. You'll see that because the OEM platform is thinner, this is 3/4 inch black HDPE smooth, that I just made my own spacers out of HDPE, and it's mounted on the OEM swim platform brackets. And there's one of the OEM pins, and on the other side I have just a D-ring that I had laying around. It's a zinc one, so there's a little bit of surface rust on it, but it's not falling out. The other thing to take note of is that if you look here, I have some plastic or some composite door shims, and what that does is it keeps the platform from being able to rattle up and down, like when you're trailering it, or when you're going over waves, or when people are dancing and twerking on your swim platform. So let's see, sourcing the HDPE plastic, you can find them at your local plastic shop. You can find them on Amazon, and I thought that the smooth was great. Obviously, I took and put some HydroTurf on there. I used some DAP contact cement off of Amazon. Basically laid down a layer on the HDPE, laid down a layer on the back of the HydroTurf, and let those sit for 30 seconds to a minute, and then put them together and used a roller to press that down. Yes, I stole the rolling pin out of my wife's kitchen. She was okay because she loves surfing. Other things to keep in mind. I got my HTPE from a company, I think Gator something. I'll put the link for it in the comments. But they had a discount for boat owners and stuff like that you can find on the forums. So I got a piece of Blem HDPE, which honestly you'll never really ever be able to find the blems visually. It's just not a big deal, and this stuff is great. It wipes down with pretty much anything, and you can hose it off. It's gives you plenty of traction. You're not going to slip on it. It's soft enough on the feet, and I think it's the best product as far as being the best value for the money. And obviously I went with blue to kind of complement the rest of my boat. So I think that's about it on the swim platform. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll be doing a lot more videos in the future. And by all means, ask questions in the comments, and I'll reply to those. And this has definitely been one of the better upgrades for the Surf Wave. It just allows it to come smooth and clean off of your hull, and gives you the benefit of all the push that your wave has to offer. And I highly recommend it. It's really not that expensive. There's a lot of patterns out there that you can use. You can certainly find templates online that are the outline of the OEM surf platforms that are being used on the current model boats. Those look really cool. Although this one I think looks great. It's kind of period correct as far as the curves and the look. And I ended up selling my old OEM platform to somebody that had lost theirs because I honestly couldn't ever see having use for it. So thanks again, and remember to subscribe.